I'll call this meeting to order. Young County Commissioners Court, sitting in a regular meeting, Monday, March 13th, 2017. It is 9:30 a.m. If it's convenient, let me make note that this meeting has been posted and published in the manner and for the time required, that all members of the court are present. And if it's convenient, let's stand for our invocation of pledges. Invocation first. Our Father in heaven, we thank you for this day and for all the many blessings that you bring to us. We're grateful for this nation, for this state, for this county. We're grateful for all the men and women who voluntarily put themselves in harm's way, protecting the rights and the privileges that we've come to love and know so well, sometimes even take for granted. We ask your blessings upon all those who answer to the call of emergencies and do their part to assist all who are in need. We ask your blessings upon this court and this meeting, that the things that we do serve our citizens, and that the actions that we take are in line with your will. In Christ's name we pray, amen. You will. Yes, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Texas pledge.
I honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you very much. Stevie.
Thank you, ma'am.
Item number 3, public comments, announcements, and presentations. These are no action items. First thing I have on here is I want to introduce Mr. Wayne McCallum. If you will, please come up for us, Wayne.
Sure.
Wayne and I have been talking about this for several months. He's our veteran service officer, and I have just recently appointed him as Young County's Emergency Management Coordinator. Wayne's got several years of military experience, a lot of experience in other lines of work. I think he understands emergency response and incident management very well, and I think he'll come along real quick. He's already begun his duties. I think I made this effective on February the 26th, I believe. So I just want everybody to know that we do have a coordinator once again.
And I'm starting out just as green as I did as a veteran service officer, so.
Well, I appreciate it, Wayne. I think we'll have a very good relationship, and I've got all the confidence in you.
Thank you, sir. Look forward to it.
Okay, next in your packet, there's a TxDOT certified mileage for Young County. I think Rebecca had driven the roads, measured them. We're in agreement with TxDOT. Actually, I think TxDOT had our mileage listed as a few more miles than what she came up with, so we decided to take no action and just remain that their TxDOT numbers as our certified miles of county road. The other thing is I need to make a corrected date on the New Century Veterans Memorial Project kickoff ceremony. I quoted that at the last meeting as May the 22nd. It's actually April the 22nd for that kickoff ceremony, and I don't know why I got that wrong, but I just had the day right but the month wrong. So it is on April the 22nd, 2017 here on the Courthouse Square. And then in your packet, we also have an announcement from the Young County Extension Office regarding 4-H, and that's their small engine class that they'll have on Tuesday evenings, I believe, 5:30 to 7, beginning March 28th and running through May 3rd.
That will, if I may, that will be out at precinct 1. And Jerry Jones and John Slater are teaching that class. I would urge anyone who has youngsters, male and female, both to come and check that out, because everybody seems to be lacking a little bit of mechanical knowledge in their education nowadays, and it surely does help.
I believe they've sponsored that one time, or at least one time before, in the past. I can't remember when that was.
Send Jim Hammond.
Send Jim Hammond?
He
Work on lawnmower?
That was our son.
It was a great class.
Commissioner Syed, would you like to report any on the auction?
I certainly would. The auction was very well received this year, the largest auction ever. 10th anniversary, we had 458 buyers selling over 1,400 lots too. Sales totaled in excess of $156,000. So I know the trucks that we put in from the county sold for a higher price than what we had been offered trading wise. So we come out on the positive side of that. There were a lot of things sold. People enjoyed it. The weather held off. Thank goodness we had rain predicted that day, but the rain held off, and it was a really nice time, really nice day. To all of you who participated, I surely do appreciate it. It'll put in the neighborhood of $15,000 to $20,000 into the Masonic Scholarship Fund, which we gave almost $12,000 out of last year. So appreciate everyone's participation. It was a great county event.
I didn't get to stop by, but I did pass by, and it looked like a full house.
It was a full house, certainly.
Is there anything else that needs to be brought to the attention of the court or the public? Very good. Moving to item 4, consider county clerk's minutes of previous meeting, February the 24th, 2017. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections to those?
So moved.
Second. We have a motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Rogers to accept those minutes as presented. All in favor? Approve them? Yes, okay. All in favor? Okay, one more note on that. I think we had a date wrong on previous minutes. We have those here to re-sign, if you will. I don't think there's necessarily any action to take on that, but it's just a date correction. Item number 5, consider auditor's budget amendments, payment of vouchers.
I do have a budget amendment today. Judge Bullock is requesting $15,000 moved out of his assistant EMC line into the EMC coordinator, which he has named as Wayne McCollum. That's the only budget amendment. I'm moving $15,000 out of his assistant EMC to the EMC coordinator.
Line item.
And there's $3,000 still left in that other if he had some assistance.
I'll move that we make that line item change. I'll second assistant. All in favor?
I'm gonna print up a new one of these because I know there's something on here I hadn't taken off. Get you.
Okay, now your payment vouchers.
Vouchers total is $207,475.53, and out of the general is $129,740.82. I think we had the appraisal district's payment in there, their quarterly payment.
We have a motion by Commissioner Wiley, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Pruitt to approve those vouchers payable as presented. All in favor? Carried 5-0. Item number 6, consider updates on securities pledge.
2,611,43, 440, whatever, change.
Second?
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Pruitt, second by Commissioner Wiley to approve the securities pledge as presented. All in favor? Carried 5-0. Item number 7, consider treasurer's financial report.
I have a lot to show you.
You got a big
All of
report this time.
Yeah, I'm all caught up. I gave you November, December, January, February. They're all balanced. And in the beginning of March, Goddard and I, we went ahead and moved $1,500,000 out of the general into the money market account. We didn't need that kind of money sitting in the checking account. It makes the same interest, but it's a little more secure having it over there. We're right at 93% on the taxes collected on the appraisal district taxes. And I was kind of shocked last month, or in February, we received $100,000 in our sales tax, so I was getting excited. But they went back down to $73,000 this month. So. But I thought, oh yeah, it's gonna be up. We're gonna get $100,000 every month. But
Christmas is over.
yeah.
There you go.
But everything looks good. We're bringing
Pretty
all our
nice.
money.
93% is off this little bit, isn't it?
Oh,
From previous years.
is it?
I think
Well, that's in February, so we did get some more money in March, and I don't have figures for the percentage wise, but it'll slow down now, and we'll start getting more in the delinquent and.
We'll continue to collect current taxes till about July.
So,
current taxes with penalty.
yeah, the penalties will start being more than the actual taxes now, so. But I'm very pleased to have my new assistant. She's just,
Working out well?
yes,
good.
retired or comes from the military, and she is a good worker.
So moved on. How much do we call?
We have a motion by Commissioner Wiley and a second by Commissioner Rogers to approve the financial report as presented by our treasurer, Ann Daly. All in favor? Carried 5-0. Item number 8, consider employee bonds. Joanne D. Dickey, Chief Clerk, Justice of Peace 1, and Laura Myers, Deputy Tax Assessor Collector, I believe, over in our southern courthouse annex.
So moved.
Second.
Both of those are in the amount of $5,000. Have a motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Pruitt to approve those bonds as presented. All in favor? Carried 5-0. Item number 9 is consider Extension Agent Miranda Revel report, request for reimbursement, and that's also Justin Rogers. Revel in the amount of $580.39, and Justin Rogers $2,103.65, which is going to collect the show show circuit travel.
I move we approve those requests for reimbursement.
We have a motion by Commissioner Sipes and a second by Commissioner Rogers to approve those reimbursement requests as presented for Miranda Revel and Justin Rogers respectively. All in favor? Carried 5-0. Item number 10. Sheriff, will please come up here and give us a report on February activities at the jail and at your sheriff's department.
Okay, here's the one for the jail. I may need it just for a second.
Okay, very good.
So it shows right here that the daily population average was 66 last month. And this morning it was, what did you say, 76? So he broke it down with all the transports, how many miles we've been on transports.
Is that year to date or just for the month?
Just for the month. He even broke it down on how much, it's costing us to take them to MHMR every day. It shows even the inmates that we held for each city in Young County. And we're still continuing to do some repairs on the cells. We've got some more windows that we're fixing to put in, replace. We're going to do it ourselves instead of having the American Glass come and put them in. We're just getting we've got a pretty good deal on some more of the glass, so we're going to get that installed pretty quick before we get our jail inspection in. And he made a correction on the January report on the juvenile transports. Other than that, it's pretty good.
I like how you brought up Class E.
You get 10 inmates transported to PDCJ, did I actually do that?
Yeah, let me look at it real quick. Yeah, that's the ones we transported ourselves.
You moved from Young County Jail to
Yes, sir.
facilities. Okay, on the MHMR,
Mhm.
did you transport those inmates from jail to
To
health
the-
therapy center?
Yes, sir.
And they have, is that a regular form of training that they have?
A lot of it is, when they come in, they get evaluated, and then they'll even, set up meetings for them to go to while they're in jail. Hopefully they'll continue that when they get out, but a lot of them does now.
Was there any transports to him, Red River or State Jail?
I'm sure there was, I don't think he put that on there.
Oh,
But I know that we did transport some, because we
But
transported.
usually that's not gonna be a jail for him. We do Red River or State Hospitals before they go to jail.
Right, sometimes they don't even go to jail, we just transport
That's what I'm
them.
saying.
But it still needs to be on that monthly report, because we're still using
Mileage.
mileage in our vehicle and our time to do these transports. So I'll make a note of that to have him put that on there. And this was something I just kind of wanted to let y'all know, that since hiring Mr. Netterville, that he has turned in the paperwork to start getting our reimbursements back for hauling or for transporting the adult prisoners to TDC, and we've started getting reimbursed for it, so.
Excellent.
And
And they've never done it in the past?
no, sir.
Long time ago.
We talked
Just
about
lay it
it,
on the table?
we talked about it several times. Never did that.
Good job, Travis.
So, on the monthly report for the patrol. Our calls for service were higher this month than last month, and I think they keep going up. And it'll show, 26 calls for assistance, 13. He kind of breaks it down for each call, major calls that we go on. We had 65 civil process papers served last month. That's a lot. And these guys that are doing this are the same deputies that are out doing these other calls also. So,
Yeah, there's two.
yeah, there's for the mental health.
I just seen that.
That's what was the result of that?
Of the mental health.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. If we transported, or took them in custody, I know that there was one that signed a no harm agreement and was released, and the other one was transported to Red River.
Okay, so, was that in regard to MHMR, was that a voluntary?
No, MHMR, we'll call them and have them come up there and evaluate them at the sheriff's office. And it's up to them whether they want to send them to Red River, the state hospital, or ask them to sign that no harm agreement. So it's totally up to them.
Well, I understand that. That's part of the process, is
Right.
they're evaluated, and they're evaluated with the 4 criteria necessary to
Yes, sir.
admit, then they'll do so. And
Right.
we'll see the result of that then, through a civil payment request from Wichita County.
You can see where we had 21 arrests. We also had 167 traffic stops, so that's a lot of contacts that they're making out there, which is good. The more contacts we're making, the more that we're gonna find. Other than that, we participated in 4 of the forensic interviews at the Virginia House. And the search for Mr. Dunlap is still continuing. Just another busy month. That's all I have.
Very good.
Very good.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You're active and well organized, sir. Appreciate it.
I don't think there's necessarily a need for a motion there, we just have a report from the sheriff. I think
Nice to know what's going on.
It's nice, isn't it?
How's all the other systems in the jail, air conditioning, hot water, dishwasher?
We had to have some plumbing work done on the main boiler, I hear, while I was out of town, so.
I think we've had 2 of those hot water heaters already replaced. So nothing,
Which,
a good 3 or 4. Oh, no.
10 years old, is gonna have some issues.
Yeah.
What month do we usually have our inspection?
It's whenever they want to.
Well, it's whenever they want to, but they,
Yeah.
they generally have a kind of a month.
It's coming up. I don't know exactly when it'll be, but I know it won't be long before they'll come and knock it.
Yeah, I think.
They wanna do it right now.
I think Mitch is.
They're just waiting on a phone call from me.
Okay. Moving on, item number 11.
One more question. You got one new hire here lately though?
I'm
You
sorry.
got one new hire?
Oh, yeah, I do. We hired, Samantha Muncy to replace Bud, who is fixing to go over to the, work crew deputy side. She'll be starting pretty soon. I think she has maybe 1 more week on her 2 weeks notice she gave Wichita Falls. She'll be coming on board pretty quick.
Experienced officer.
All she really has experience in right now is in transports. That's where she was at with Wichita Falls, the sheriff's department there. But that's good. We're gonna put her through about a 14-week training program, see what happens.
Okay.
Well, it's gonna have a lot of mowing.
Well, I'm telling you.
Things have grown up in those cemeteries.
That's Samantha Mosley,
Muncie.
Munson, M-U-N.
CIA.
No, it's not spelled that way. I can't.
M-O-N, probably.
Heck, I got
You wanted to see what?
No, but I will. I mean, I will.
Way to work.
Item number 11, consider contract from American National Leasing to jail transport vehicle. Billy?
You have them? This is just a rundown of how it's being paid out and pay off that Dodge Charger and put the rest of the money down on this vehicle.
I think this is an item that we agreed to at our last meeting and didn't have the paperwork exactly ready to contract.
Correct, and we did update it, the quote for the emergency equipment was 2107, it actually came, or 2207 actually came back a little cheaper, so they able to put down a little bit more, changed the payment by about $50.
What's
So
now under
to y'all's
1,000?
benefit, correct.
What happened to our 2.25?
Yeah, that went away.
I was just asking.
That is still a cheaper rate than we're doing right now currently for other counties and cities.
I guess we actually really need, what we really need is a motion to ratify, I think, the
Correct.
contract.
So moved. I'll move.
I'll second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Sykes, a second by Commissioner Wiley to ratify the contract with American National Leasing for a jail transport vehicle. All in favor? Carried 5-0.
You emphasize this is a replacement for another vehicle rather than an additional vehicle.
Correct.
When are we gonna be able to get that in today?
Oh, they've already got it.
They already got it.
Wait to get the radio
What took so long?
put in. They got it last Thursday or Friday, I think. We just need to get the radio put in there.
Okay. Item number 12 is discuss and consider purchase trade for lawnmower at Forest Bell Out Park. Jim? Amber?
Well, we have from Mike's west side, right? And that's the Sky. There's two there. They won't do trade-in or anything like that.
Who's that?
Mike's west side. They won't do the one we have. But Paul said that they would do like consignment. So they won't like outright buy it, but they'll put it out for someone else to buy.
They'll help you sell it.
Yeah.
And B.
But Beek will take off $2,000 of the 11.5 to make it 9.5.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And he's who we've been doing a lot of our stuff through anyways, like he's been working on the Kawasaki Good Hustler. There is a towing kit that is $40 that we wanted to get. It's just something they can add on to the back of it so we could get a little wagon or something.
That's the deep one. Remember, they added them together.
Okay, yeah.
The SX 1000 is the one that he said that we had talked about.
And you said they come out and work on it too?
Well, we've taken it to them.
Like,
You take it to them, they can do it pretty quick.
Yes, they're very
They don't
good.
wanna mess around.
Yeah. They're really good
Who are
with it.
you referring to there?
B,
Be-
V?
yeah, they've done, that's who we've been working with, what we have now.
You've done business with them?
Yes, sir.
They're pretty good.
Yes, sir.
They're really nice people.
I bought
Ah,
several lawnmowers off them.
good. What did Paul say about trading?
They will do consignment.
Oh, they're just signing, all, is that like Mike's West Side?
Mike's won't do either.
Any of
So I guess the comparable ones would be, the Cheetah, the FX 1000, and the big block. Those are the ones that were all kind of comparable that we were talking about last time we were here.
What about the warranty compared?
The warranty, let me look on here. I can't remember.
I don't see.
I know I'm in my, he said that they have a 3-year. Oh, one other thing on Mike, sorry. If we buy anything from them in the, a mower in March or April, there's an edger or $200 off the price of the mower. So that was the other thing with them. They have a 2-year motor and a 3-year for the mower, from Mike's for the Skags. And I did not, I don't guess,
Now, the price of the Skag was $9,300 and in 3
yes,
without a trade-in.
without trading. I don't
And
know
B
that-
says $9,500 with a trade-in.
Yes. And it is a 61 inch as long.
61 as well.
Mm.
Is that trailer gonna haul 61? What's the?
It barely fits
Barely.
in.
Of course, I mean, it's the trailers for,
Yeah,
designed for the can, and it's not,
The difference is that you're looking at a 29 horsepower Kohler
yes,
versus a 30 something horsepower.
Yes.
Only one that feeds, right?
yes,
What engine's on one of these?
It's a Kawasaki.
yes.
They can get these mowers with Kawasaki's on them. Mike's also.
Kawasaki holds up a lot better, I think, than the Kohler.
We're trading in a Kawasaki with a cracked light.
Yeah,
but we've also used it.
We're
for-
trading in, or we've got a Kawasaki with a cracked light.
that was one thing with me. He said that, 2,000 with, if it still mowed well and ran well. And, I worked on it, me and my dad worked on it this last week and got it to where the pulleys are, if we take it to them, it's mowing okay for right now.
Let them do one more shop, let her do it. Let the small one.
It's in the wrong people.
But I don't know which one y'all would prefer to go with. I'm kind
Does all of them have the towing thing that you're wanting?
of, I know that at Paul's, the one there, it's $40, and the one at Beef is $40. And I'm not 100%. Yes, yes,
Mike's got that.
yes, they do. And it was $42 to get the towing kit. It doesn't come with the trailer or anything, but just so that we can hook something onto it, to pick up limbs or anything like that while we're out. Instead of pulling the truck in and out of, and messing up the grounds. Yeah,
Except for the gopher hose.
yes, yeah, that's,
You probably tow that cannon too.
What do you have to tow with?
huh?
What do you have that it would tow?
We don't have anything yet. We haven't,
That was next.
as soon as I found something. But I haven't found anything yet, but just to be able to hook
Does it
it
like a small trailer or a
Yeah.
lawn sweeper or something like that?
Yeah, just something real small to be able to pick up limbs and stuff, and when we're picking up trash out and about, you don't have to, because usually what I do now is I go from the fence and drag it up to the road. Me and the kids will go from the wall to the road, and then we have to come back by.
All those moors had a small hole in the back end of them to put a pin in to.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure that those legal terms do.
Yeah, I don't,
I mean,
I think
little
because-
contractors files, nearly all do.
The one that we've got has got a spot for just a pin, it's just a little plate, really, that's what it is, and you just put a little, but I think the towing packet, that thing that she's talking about will be a little more heavy duty than.
Is it like a ball?
Probably more like an equalizer gauge, I'm sure it goes up underneath and fastens to more significant
Well, the whole thing
metal
is
underneath.
so you buy more of their products, so you can, buy their trailer. and-
I don't know which one.
I know when you're mowing at the cemetery now, I think we got everything picked up, didn't we?
Yeah.
But I'd still kind of watch for a little,
Those
the metal.
metals.
But I think we tried to get everything, yeah.
We've seen. What horsepower is that in these? 30?
I think it's from 29. Okay. Got them all mixed up now. Mixed up again. And that one, the FX 1000, we'll look it up.
Now, did you say Paul's or Mike's would come out and get it if something was wrong?
35 horse, I thought.
No, they don't come out. I mean,
Nobody comes out?
No, nobody
Oh,
comes
okay.
out.
All right, just checking.
The 35 horsepower motor make a lot of difference.
Yeah, and it,
In what?
In what?
Well, it-
Horsepower,
Rolling grass,
less wear.
more fuel.
I ain't gonna use it much more fuel.
it's, those two were pretty good, I would say. I mean, I like both of them. This one is the Gravely is a 60 inch, it's not a 61 inch.
Okay, these that I'm looking at right here,
Yes, sir.
they're coming from,
West,
That's much less.
that's what?
West.
Okay. So that's the only other one that
that's the new
I
one.
don't have in my package.
Oh,
I've got them in last,
Right.
I've got them in last, you can make this packet, and that's all right.
So we got prices from 5 different places now. Excel,
Yes.
Tractor Supply,
yes,
Yeah, this is Excel.
Paul,
Yeah.
and B.
yes.
4 of them are Young County, 1 of them's out of county.
That's Excel, I believe, isn't it?
Yes, that's Excel. It does show, it shows better on like the, Paul is willing to do a lot of stuff for us. I mean, every time I've called, he's just let me know what I can, I mean, he's willing to work with a lot of the stuff. He just couldn't do anything other than consignment with, the other lawnmower, so. But,
Well, there'll be there's another auction that comes up usually in May.
No, that's what I was thinking, out of Bunker here.
Yeah.
We sold a Gravely and a Grasshopper this last week.
How much I'll get for them? I mean, that might be an option too, instead of just trying to get it in. Might get more selling it. Might not,
He,
I don't know.
V said it's probably worth 2,500 and, but I can't remember if we, I'm pretty sure we talked about it being correct, but,
Yeah, I believe these lawnmowers that Skaggs are been discounted from their retail price.
Paul's still stuck on this price.
I think he came down.
It's a Kubota, what it looked like. Well, there's a Kubota and then this one is
They
a.
got Kubotas also?
This is
I think, I want to say he,
Who's selling the Gravely's?
I think it was
Veith has, put Veith through Gravelly now. That was it.
Yes, that's who.
What did Excel say?
And I think Excel has.
That's what I thought they were.
Great.
So he's at, oh, man, I know we talked about it.
It was 10.
Oh, that's Veith.
Let's see. Yeah, I think he was at 11.5 the last time I talked to him, but, or he was trying to match it, so.
8,500, 10,000, 11,005 on Kawasaki.
You take 2,000 off of that for trading.
I've never had one, so I can't,
Me.
attest one way or the other.
I haven't had any of these ever.
Well,
Have you?
what's that?
Have you had any of these that you used personally?
No.
This west, Mike's West Side Rental, it kind of advertises 3 different motors that you can get in them, so I want to.
I know he has the Tiger Cat too on there.
I haven't seen this cheap.
Yeah,
What's the
he-
difference in the two?
It's fast.
It's faster.
What's the difference?
For bigger spaces.
Racing.
Up to 16 miles an hour, that's pretty fast.
Basically, about $1,000. Ain't that, yeah, about 1,500, isn't it?
Mike told you they would not come out here to fix it.
The Tiger and the,
I'm sorry.
Did Mike say they would not?
if you're going with that.
Mm,
Oh,
No,
V.
they didn't say that, no. They didn't say they wouldn't come out.
So, and they said they'd take the trade-ins, so that's,
11,400, so they're
95.
about the same price.
well, that's 95 for the trade-in.
Yeah, well, when they take your trade in, the price comes down to what everybody else is selling theirs for. That's decent.
Everything gets, it is hitting around 95 and 10 is what the,
Yeah.
kind of the average of it.
I'm another,
Well, the Grasshopper reputation's good,
yeah, the Grasshopper.
and the service.
Is that what the city's using? Grasshopper?
Yes, I've
City
seen a lot of
uses
grasshoppers.
grasshoppers.
Yeah, that's what the schools are using grasshoppers too.
But is that mainly because they're selling the in-ground, right? So they get service on
Not necessarily lawnmowers, but I've used a good bit on other service, they're pretty good on service.
Yeah, that's where, I mean, all our steel stuff and chains and all that.
Yes,
that's where we
he's
get-
very good.
All my knowledge is based on those skags. I've had one for 5 years.
He is good with the steel stuff, because we buy our steel stuff from there too.
I've got one of the greatest.
I use it pretty hard.
Chainsaws and stuff.
The skags and, yeah, I use steel chainsaws.
But I think that's what he was talking about, you going out the paws, and they do take care of you.
Yes.
And then he really likes Amber. I can't get nothing.
There's a lot of people that really like it.
I can't get nothing out of it, but she sure can.
I'm just talking.
Her beard's not as thick.
Clean shaven.
Clean shave.
Which one fits your fancy?
Well,
You're gonna be using it.
There you go.
I like the grasshopper for a couple reasons. The one that we're talking about, the deck lifts up because that makes it easier for me and Jim to change the blades on our own. Because now we have to put it up on something, lay in a bunch of stickers. I mean,
Not out at Ford.
Well, get me started on the stickers. The stickers are a whole nother issue.
I hate them.
But
You haul that dark
But
sand
it
in.
makes it a million times easier because then they're right there in your face. You don't have to be laying on the ground trying to wiggle your way under there.
And does that add anything to the cost, or can we get it for about the same price?
That one's at that price, that $729.
9,500 or something?
No,
That's it.
but that one's, he's,
Consider the trade-in, they're about the same price.
That's like,
but,
We're talking
so,
about the 1082.
Where they sell that one
this
at?
one right here.
That's Paul.
Oh, 11.
Yeah, and he was coming down on that though.
He's gonna come down?
Yeah,
what's
he
the price
told
of that one
me,
you're wanting?
it's 11.4.
It's 11.4.
Yeah, and it was, I mean, he's willing to come down on that. It was kind of,
So it's $2,000 higher.
the Skag, yes.
From the new, there's no.
No, not the Gravely, it's the same, the ones that are comparable, it's actually about $100 cheaper. But, and that one has the capability of all the other stuff that I showed y'all last time that you can add on, which you don't have to do any of that, it does cost more to add on all that stuff, but it is a lot more heavy dutier, and I like it because you're not bumping your tires up against the trees.
The blade is in front of more in front of the driver, and so when you go around, because zero turn will kick up a lot whenever you go around a tree or something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. And this puts that blade right up against there and keeps the wheel back, so you're not.
And with all the other
Kennedy.
ones, I think the Tiger Cat, one of them, you can tell on the video, I watched on the video, that the back tire sits out from the deck. And when the tire sits out from the deck, you're rubbing your tire up against the trees and wearing the tires down a lot more. And that's one of the things that I personally don't
You don't
like
think
about
adding another system, that hydraulic system, that lift system is going to be a problem?
The Skags also have some of the hydraulics. I wonder that too, just because that is a whole nother thing, but, they do work on them, so.
Gravely don't have any of that hydraulic stuff.
And when you say that he's come down on it, what did you say? His last price?
I can't remember exactly. He just told me to tell him what the other ones were saying, and then he would work on it with me, so.
So he didn't make any commitment?
Well, he
Tell
was,
them
I
they
mean,
quoted us 6,000.
Yeah.
yeah. No, but he had been, I don't have it, I'm afraid I left the paper at home, but I know we had been talking about.
So he'd try to match some of these prices?
Yes,
Is that one really considered commercial grade,
yes,
the Gravely?
yes. And then the grasshopper, all of those are made the same, the deck's thicker. That's another thing, making sure the decks are,
So the Grasshopper is at Paul's?
yes,
It's not the Gravely, where's the Gravely at?
And Gravely is a V.
and Excel.
XO. Where's the cup holder?
Hey. Skag even has a phone charger, so.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got USB.
Yeah. So that's the post on that, but mechanic wise, I'm kind of either or. I like the Grasshopper because of all the extra things you can, do with it.
So you mow about 13 acres.
Yes, and that's another thing.
I
that
think that's a
needs to be-
15-acre complex, and then a cemetery that you've got buildings and things like that. So
And
probably about 12 acres or so.
I do that like twice a week.
So when you crank up, you usually run 2-3 hours at a time, or an hour here, an hour there?
From 9 o'clock
Six
till,
Yeah, she's full blown.
from about 9 o'clock in the morning until lunch. I take about an hour and then get back out there until 5 usually. Or, well, when the kids get home, I usually have to slow down a little bit, so about 4 o'clock. So, but and I do that at least 2 days in a row. And then I take a day and then I'm usually starting right back up. So I start off first.
When you take off, you usually set your blade height or whatever, and it just stays there. You don't
Yes.
need the hydraulic package to go up and down.
That's
Not
all
necessarily.
mechanical.
Well, when you're moving, when you go from one place to the other.
That's-
Yeah, you gotta move it.
Yeah, depending on where I'm at, so
Or
like,
the Bell Mountain Cemetery, and whenever you're changing blades and all that.
You're talking about ready to changing blades, getting
Yeah.
debris out from underneath it, that kind of thing.
It lifts the, they, this.
all the
They're
way
just
up.
gonna stick it up there and look at you.
Yeah.
And we have to, we're
Change the
supposed
blades.
to, I mean, we're supposed to change the blades. It makes it a whole lot harder to change the blades. And, we're supposed to change the blades like, I think like every couple months, kind of, to where we're how we run it, it's like every month to 2 months that we're supposed to change the blades on them.
Change or sharpen?
They don't last that long because there's so much, especially when you get to the cemetery, because there's,
Oh, gosh, no, the cemetery. I have to change the blades after I go to the cemetery. Because it takes chunks out of them.
just because of the rocks. And
I mean, it's my home lawnmower I do once a year, so you can see them.
I use what you call a
Have you
gator
ever checked
blade.
blades on that?
The what?
Gator blade.
Gator
Both
blade?
barges,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're a lot thicker and heavier. We also have to lift that grass up. when we
Yeah.
cut it. Yeah.
We're not locked down solid on that price. Paul?
I don't think so.
she could probably haggle it.
If you gave me a price that I needed to get to, I'm sure I could get to it.
4,000.
Well, come on now, I mean,
Well.
What'd be nice if you give a $2,000 trade-in on that. Like me.
I don't think I can, because they don't deal with them, they don't work on them or anything. And they don't really know anything about, the hustlers. That's not his,
Why don't we just start taking bids on it?
I'd recommend selling it, not cut that off.
And get them the bids.
Do the product back, break more there than it would in there.
Unless they figure out that they don't make them anymore.
don't tell them.
They bought a lot of stuff this weekend that they don't make anymore.
I think if
Thank God.
somebody that is mowing residential, if they were to get that, they would be happy with them, be happy with it. It just needs, that spot worked on and someone to,
It's
Not
almost
to be
every
ran
lawnmower we sold out
100%.
there that was being sold either had deck problems or engine problems. The commercial ones had some sort of engine malfunction. The commercial, the residential ones all had deck problems from the light deck. Pulleys and that kind of thing.
the one at Falls also has lights on it.
She can mow at night, that's what she's.
When it's really hot. No,
It would be good if it's really hot.
it is.
Bug tractor.
How high is it been getting out there?
Right now, it needs
It's
to
really
be
just
down.
weedy,
It's getting there, yeah.
but we need to mow. I mean,
Yeah.
It's weedy.
I was,
Doesn't really get to
I'm really needing to get out there, it's killing me.
61, wasn't it?
What's
The
that?
grasshopper?
Yes.
61
Yeah.
All over 61 inch.
Yes, yes.
What size motor?
29.
29 horse.
Kawasaki or?
Yeah, 29 horse.
Kawasaki.
Mhm.
Is that what Paul says,
I
Kawasaki?
think so.
There's so much more though to that 29, 30, whatever horse. That depends on how much horsepower it gets from that engine to those pulleys and to those blades, to the
Also,
transmission system.
also, he, I don't know if this makes any difference, out at Paul's, he would do, there is financing, and he said he would waive the 3% of the total price on that. It's just a $50 application fee, and it's 0%. So for 5 years financing too, with that.
Better American National could do.
Billy didn't even hear you.
I didn't hear it.
0% for 5 years, is that a pretty good deal?
I take it.
But we have the money in contingency to move if we need to do something like that.
Well,
We'll have a solid price on it.
yeah.
We need a solid, we need a figure.
Do I need to walk out and go get one?
Would you step out in the hall and give him a call real quick and see what that number is going to be?
Do you have a number you want me to go for?
Yeah, the 9,500.
Okay.
You got the.
Well, that's just, it's good. I can understand that.
Did most of them come in around 95?
95 to 10 is kind of.
But this one actually does have a lot more. It,
Once you get it priced, you know,
11,413.
11,413, that's not a
that's,
trade-in.
Yeah,
He doesn't take trades.
alright. That's what's
At least not
good.
go with 95.
And then they fixed your porch too, right?
Yes.
Set for the,
Except for the rails.
Yes,
What was-
they,
What was these price before the trade-in?
11.5.
11.5, so it'd be 95.
95, same as these others. But didn't have all that hydraulic
Alright.
deck. I really like them having the hydraulic deck if we could afford it, because somebody's gonna get hurt crawling
This
this.
is 93, this, Mike's West Side's 93 with the hydraulic.
Well, and that's hydraulic as in, like
It
the
doesn't
valve
have the
going up and
hydraulic,
down, not
it doesn't have
lifting
the
the
flip up
deck.
deck.
Not the actual deck lifting up for blade change and working on
It's
it.
probably lifting the deck height.
Yeah, that's what it is.
This one does this,
Yeah.
that she's talking about. It's $2,000 worth of this. But if she pulls the belts off or whatever, it'd be easier.
Yeah, it makes working on it, all of it easier.
Let's call him, see if he'll take 10-5.
Can I have your phone?
If we'll table that, I'll move it.
Let's take a 10-minute break while she does that.
Right?
Take a 10-minute break.
Yeah. Okay. We'll break for 10 minutes.
Second, ma'am. She a pretty good dealer, yeah.
Well, she'll go, like whenever we buy a car, she'll go in, she'll tell me exactly what she wants, what she's gonna pay for it. Well, that's what she's not gonna sit and talk. This is,
They'll do it.
that's what I want.
Hey, Judge, do you have time to do that? I'll make Billy his copies and.
Yeah.
Send Billy back home.
I don't know, I'm kind of,
Really don't want to go
I want to see what happens.
You want to see what happened with the lawnmower, right?
You go eat
Every dollar counts. They're down there in Austin today talking about that revenue cap bill.
That's tomorrow.
He's
Tomorrow?
headed that way.
What are they talking about today, nothing?
I don't know what's on the calendar today, but that hearing in the Senate's tomorrow, and I plan on attending that.
Are you going? I was going to show up. We'll start at 8:30.
8?
I'd be going.
South by Southwest is down there. There's not a
That's what he
room.
said. He said he had a,
They kind of did that, I think, for a smoke screen, or so Jim Allison said.
Ann and I went to a training one time during that time. We had to stay at the airport at the Hilton,
Did you?
which that was fine, whatever. And then drive down.
Where do you park once you get downtown?
I know, that's what I'm
We
wondering.
parked, well, because we were going to an adult probation meeting, we parked at the DPS. Had a thing to get in.
That's a parking pass for that.
Yeah, otherwise,
It'd almost be worth riding a taxi cab from your hotel.
yes.
What do you crew think of the probabilities of these suppressor bill passing?
I don't know. It's probably pretty good since they're talking about it up in the big house in Washington.
Well, it's for hearing, it's for the hearing disabled, that's the key.
The Senate,
Yeah, can you get out of committee?
That's how they're getting pushed through, is they're saying it's because of the hearing disabled. They're not thinking about suppressors. Suppressor language hasn't been brought up at all. It's all about to protect hearing.
Yeah, here's protection act.
Hello?
it's in the Senate and the House both, so.
Okay.
In the state or
Jimmy's
national?
copy of that if you want.
State.
And national too.
Senator from Utah has national, doesn't he?
Yes, that's,
You want that? You need to.
I've been watching Greg at what he's doing with the CPS. Greg Evans.
CPS is this week too, while South by Southwest is going
I like Evans. Push on that.
Thank you.
Hope they don't get around the restrooms.
I just think that,
They didn't need to leave that alone, this railroad.
work that out fine.
It's been working fine, yeah. Sit down and stall and don't scream that you've got
whatever you got. All these years you've been doing good.
Sure.
Take this opportunity.
Get some sun
See what
in.
I got?
No,
Compression.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it there now.
you feel good.
You on your feet all day?
Well, these are
Working,
kind of.
walking concrete.
Yes.
If
If
you
I
ever,
were boots, that would
if you ever go on a big tourist thing, where you gotta have to walk for a long time, as long as you're not wearing shorts, of course. Get you a little funny.
Well, I don't know, I'll
Yeah.
probably sit there, yeah.
Wear them anyway, yeah. Wear sandals.
That's what I'm being, dude, don't be a man like that.
My wife would not walk.
Would walk.
Is a very easy one to get. You keep asking about the second one, but they just keep getting long. She said there'll be He pretty much has what he does. He doesn't like the swings, but that's not all the. He doesn't want you to sign. But you don't agree on it. That's what he says. I let him. You been busy?
It's been a little busy. Busier than it was last year.
Really?
Yeah. I think with the rain and the oil price starting to come back a little bit, people are getting a little bit more. I don't know, I think they see the light at the end of the tunnel, so they're willing to open up the budget strings a little bit instead of trying to hold everything back for emergency purposes.
I have a feeling by summertime we'll start seeing some changes.
I think, yeah, I mean, they've already started ramping up down there. I think it's gonna, I think it'll be next year before you see the valuation start moving, but I think you'll start seeing more money coming.
Right. I mean, I'm starting to see a few more people coming in just periodically, but a lot more leases are being filed.
Good,
So,
good.
I don't know. We'll see.
Sure would be a good time to get in on it now.
Yeah.
And then all other service calls, that's obviously this minus all of
You ever
that.
have any haunting stuff up here?
That,
Do I?
Haunting, like with ghosts?
and that's not covered.
They keep saying it, but I've been up here at 2, 3 in the morning and I've never heard anything.
It is correct.
I was in the bathroom, not this trip, well, actually it's 2 trips ago. Nobody else in there. You know the hand deals? Both of them went off. And that doesn't, I mean, I can stand in front of it and it doesn't go off. You have to actually wave your hand in front of it to move it to where it'll go off. And when I was going to the bathroom over here, 20 foot away from it, both of them went off. And have you ever looked at this picture?
Yes,
Do you see the face in it?
yes, right now I do.
With the mustache and,
Uh-huh. But then you'll look at it another way and then it won't be there.
so every time I've been here, I've seen it. So if one time I don't, if I come here and it's not there, I'm gonna leave.
Well, what was it, last week? I was sitting there and I had a little fan and it was, yeah, I think it was beginning of last week. And it was a little bit humid in there and so I thought I'd
turned it on, but it never came on. And I was sitting there typing, I looked over there and I'm thinking, nothing, and I looked and nothing was happening, and I sit there typing again, and the blade would go and then it'd stop. And then it'd go and then it'd stop, and I was thinking, oh, shit, I'm losing my money. So in a few minutes, I actually turned it on and it started, and then in a few minutes it just quit, and I thought, okay, I have a short. But then in a few minutes it came back on again, and I'm thinking, okay. So this morning it wouldn't even come on, so I put it away. So I don't know. But we have, the air conditioning people swears that he was out on the second floor working on the air conditioning, and there was something happening in the courtroom upstairs. He got up, he walked over there, and nothing was happening in the courtroom, but he could hear voices. He went back over there and was working again, and he heard the voices again. He got back up and went out and got police.
What's the guy's name that does the cleaning?
Huh?
The guy's name does the cleaning?
No, this was the guy that was working on the air conditioning.
Oh, what's the guy's name that does the cleaning?
Steven?
Steven. He told me that he was up here one night with his mom at like 12 o'clock at night.
See, when I put them here, I thought if I put that one there, they would. I'll just make them go.
Yep. During the siege of Alamo days, I was reading all I could read. 4 different versions of Bowie's death. We were down, I tell you about my tour down at Capitol 2 weeks ago, down there at Chambers.
No.
Tour guide, young lady. We went standing out on the statue.
Yes.
She said, this is the statue of Stephen Austin. She said, son considered father of Anglo-American. Anglo-American. Superintendent, when they said he couldn't, he walked up behind there, she said, "Did you get that by the way?" I said, "I did." For business history, you're teaching our kids, that's good. These texts over the bunch of old black ones that had so much to do with the formation of
The Alamo on Twitter.
Huh?
So
They're gonna take up that bill this session too. Put $100 million into that. They got, of the 350 million that goes off, they already got 250 million. They need the 100 from the state.
Because they get quotes out all during the day, like you can just scroll through there. That's fantastic. Like, the quote for the Mexican general was that Crockett was all over the place. He was everywhere, and he killed them. He killed many soldiers with guns, knives.
Supposedly his body was found between the monasteries and the front of the chapel. Susanna Dickinson said that.
Yes.
But she, the lady there, said that Jim Bowie
He doesn't
did
ever go there.
several accounts say he shot Mexican soldiers as they entered, he was bayoneted and shot.
I told him, we need him to work, we have to chair over there. You ever sit in one of
I get
those?
so mad.
Well, they're not big enough.
Because
You sit in?
I see all the
Big time.
This is like your
That's what we're doing for spring break. Tonight.
Kinda.
We're going down to St. Marcus. St. Marcus.
It's because you weren't there talking to the person
There's some battlefield, Louisiana,
Right, come and take it place.
all of it. And we go to the Alamo and we're going to the chair. That's Texas history spring break.
And only one woman was killed.
That's probably just fine.
So how are the fires
Yeah.
up in
Well,
there?
no, done.
Are they paying more now? I haven't heard it.
I haven't heard, but I
Give
think
the
they
$2.
I was told they had enough hay, don't bring no more hay.
Huh?
They told me they had enough hay.
Well, by looking at that on Facebook, yeah, they got quite a bit of hay up there. But I just wondered how the fires were.
These stories from the mayors of.
How the fires up there were. How are they?
His rendition of the
Are
battle.
they contained or?
There was one chop rush, the battle started at 3 p.m.
There are pennies for standing on Wednesday or Thursday, so it's open.
I do have a guy that wants to sell food. You need to send it through? I know, that's what I'm saying. But I still got a guy that wants to sell food.
He's pretty certain around 5.
3 in the morning.
When is it? Okay. Oh, he could do it. He said it's there.
Tacos everywhere.
Stage breakfast and anything, drive was 50 last. As far as, everybody's opinion, turning his own county, bring down the doors to the roads. But it also said that very, county fire very little. During the entire
You
siege.
said Rick did the job.
Well,
The troops weren't trained on them.
Rick Meyer.
they fired when he first pulled it down.
Right, he answered their
I was thinking
The
about.
call for surrender was that.
He knew
was
it was
shot.
on the-
Him to start
Yeah.
working.
When the trees and brush, is that what you used to?
Well, that's what we did.
They did that all during the siege, and they're still putting stuff on, so.
I am going to, one of these days, when I retire, I'm going to make me a list of questions about the Alamo and the many possibilities there. And each one, right, every, after we did that for county, that particular.
I realize.
Yeah. Where did Crockett fall?
We're either selling.
Last day of the fire, we were.
Cause they've been talking to me about this, well, what takes off? I'm good.
I didn't watch it.
Have you not seen it?
You're gonna have a bigger charge now.
Yeah, and we're talking about these quotes that are.
I think they got.
Was Louis dead before the final siege?
But we have to give him a bond or two.
You think so? What he died
Yeah,
of?
so he's giving us $1,000.
Sick from what?
I think that's what he said.
You know, everybody calls it consumption.
I do.
but there's very good evidence that it was yellow fever.
I'm so glad you, those are county issues.
Even,
Saving money.
Yeah.
thank you very much.
One of his
Yep.
partners.
Are you good?
They're doing a lot of work down there.
He called with another quote?
While you're
I was
saying
talking to
that,
Sherman, the state of this, but they're getting into that reconstruction of the plaza.
Yes,
They've already bought the land
Okay, we
across
ready?
the street where the, believe it or not, was.
surely.
Okay. 17 minutes till 11, let's come back to order. I was kind of drive with the boys crazy that uploaded that. Okay. Amber, what did you discover?
All right, so he said he would do 10.5 with the trade-in. That's the bottom line he would do, so.
Basically give $1,100.
Yeah, and that's what he already doing, because it was originally at
Yeah.
12,222.
That's with a hydraulic deck.
Yes, it's electric, it lifts it up. I have a picture of it, if y'all need to see it again.
Yeah, let me see.
Okay.
Evidently, they're gonna give them $1,000.
Yeah.
So
And that's mainly because they don't deal with it and they've already dropped it.
I'll get something on that trade-in.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna make something off of it too.
so.
But you'd hope so. Right.
Well, and that's what he said, is he said he wanted to do the county,
Yeah, no kidding.
you know, work a deal with the county, wouldn't do it with anybody else, but also to get more business through from y'all, so.
If the time gets it in, it's going to have your room.
So without the trade-in, how much?
It was 11,413.
It's 11,413, yeah.
So,
We can do that and sell one more at the auction.
In May, at the Burgess auction.
Just get rid of it.
Movie.
I would suggest just
Get rid of it.
get rid of it.
Have a motion?
That's a motion.
Okay. We got a second?
Second.
Trying to get lawnmower.
Look at it. Yes.
We expect you to eat supper in that seat.
Hey, I will eat my lunch while I'm riding the lawnmower, if that makes everything better.
Did you second that?
Yes.
And Paul's, is in the green room, big block.
Is there any more discussion, or would they discuss that further?
It's in the green
So
room,
which,
big block.
where?
This one right here.
That would be from
So, our,
from Paul's Industries.
Paul.
Gravely.
And it's gonna be
No.
10.
Grasshopper.
What kind?
Grasshopper.
Grasshopper.
Y'all are doing the
Grasshopper.
we are doing the trade-in.
Living in Young County, living in Young County.
It's good.
So 11, 413. That revenue about
It's
10.
10-5.
Yes.
That'll be
You can
at
keep it out. I'm done with it now.
$10,500. That includes a trade of our current customer board.
And that will come out of contingency.
And we'll move it out of contingency over into the grounds maintenance line, or, well, I'll look and see which one.
Okay,
Contingency.
thank y'all.
Smiled once you walked in.
Girl, you did your homework.
Any further discussion there? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Is that unanimous? Okay.
Okay.
5-0. So, we got any kind of progress report on the Belknap Cemetery?
It's done.
Done, completed?
Can I make a suggestion now? You know,
It's a
no.
budget bill.
Spencer Street did donate a lot of that, 80% of it maybe. I think we should do something in his honor out there for that. I don't know what or how, or a sign or something, because, you know, he just live on his legacy a little bit.
I wouldn't argue that point at all. I think
Okay.
that's a good idea.
Well, there's that one sign that's already up there that says Commissioners Court from.
No, we're talking about Spencer that he passed and he donated a
City
lot of
council
metal.
that owned SB Street Company that donated most of the materials for the event.
He donated all the rock.
Yeah,
Oh,
he did.
okay.
So if we could think of something or put something dedicated, let the paper know, and maybe invite his wife
Materials
out.
for this fence was donated
Yeah.
by SB Street.
Put up a recognition about the fence being donated by SB Street Company and make it in honor of Spencer the Third.
Yeah,
Third.
I think that'd be a good idea.
Also, we discovered another grave back there too.
Did you really?
Yeah, we do.
Yep.
Didn't they post holes in
It
it?
looked like it was a kid.
Yeah,
It's probably not but about this wide.
yeah.
But it's from the back fence, probably what,
8 feet.
8 feet from the fence? Yeah.
The judge made mention that other day, comment that when people died there locally, they would take them to the cemetery and of course put them in the ground as quickly as possible because of the weather. But sometimes they didn't ask permission or whatever, they just went out there and buried somebody.
Well, that's been the way it's been for a long time. I mean, it is, you know, we don't have any cost for a burial plot there. If somebody had a relative or something there, you just show up and there'd be a new grave.
It'd be
Dorman
neat.
Hall have also told me that after the state started requiring you to register the deaths, and that if the family didn't pay for the price to bury them, then they didn't release the information about the person that was buried.
They withheld the information.
Yeah,
It would be neat to have, or nice to have some kind of rules out there for,
Complete.
to bury.
Is there not rules out there now?
No, there's not
The
a,
only thing that's not good out there,
How would you suggest a sign? Like cut it in metal or just make a metal sign and then paint it on there?
I think probably maybe a little more professional kind of thing.
Professional and permanent.
Yeah, it'll last, I don't know just exactly what type, you know, I don't know. But, I think
Those are
we can get that done.
brass spike or something.
Well, you know, one of those oil field type signs. I don't know if you could get one to look good enough for that, but
Need to see what it costs for one of them, brass signs, you talk about the stamps,
yeah.
it's got everything on it.
I talked to
It
the
may be-
funeral homes about that.
And they can put like a little picture of him on it,
Huh?
you know. But it just be the same color, but it look like him on there.
Yeah, just a relief.
We'll look into that and see what we can get. We'll,
And then we just take and fix a post out there,
yeah.
put a flat piece of metal on it and attach it to that.
We'll get Amber to go put it up.
Yeah, I think that's probably a pretty good idea.
Mike, did they give you a plat after the college went out there? and
They trade everything.
No,
They're not completely done.
nothing there.
They're still doing, the next step is to get GPS out, but the problem is the state has GPS out at the Alamo right now. Or GPR out at the Alamo doing, it's expensive to get those and the state's donated it to Texas Tech. So they don't want to do an official, you know, this is correct with just using witching sticks. So they're going to do the GPR to compare the two, and then once they've got it plotted out, we'll get one.
Talking about showing each grade on it.
Yeah.
I mean, they ran that, what do they call that, ground penetrating
GPR,
Yeah.
ground penetrating radar.
radar?
Yeah, they're waiting to run that. They haven't, they've done the drone, they've done the headstone mapping with the 3D imaging, and they had the professional dowsing rod come out. Just, because that was a whole
Professional
test.
dowsing.
There is one of those, professional dowsing rod of Texas to come out to
Not
market
many years
areas.
ago, dowsing wasn't particularly scientific.
Well, and that's what they're doing, is trying to compare to see how scientific
scientific
it
it
is.
is.
And so that's where the GPR comes in, that's why the state's donating.
Witching.
Wicked, yeah, exactly.
And we're looking, they said right now it looks probably May or June before they're able to get back out because of the release of having the ground penetrating radar. Because, I mean, like I said, it's expensive to get. And
They're working on the Alamo Plaza right now.
they've got, the one that they're gonna use is at the Alamo right now, so.
What I would do when I got there is I'd go around the outer edges then at the back and places where they don't look like they're doing
Make
great.
sure we enclose the entire cemetery.
Because the thing, the back, the ground slopes to the back there quickly. And that's what happened with this one, it's covered up with dirt.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be, I didn't even see any more, but that don't mean there's not anything else out there.
Well,
Where the dirt was washing out of the center on top of those graves.
Now, they had dug a test pit.
With the skid steer.
They dug a test pit out there at a place that and it was outside the fence, and they found a grave, but it wasn't human. Somebody had buried their dog, like officially buried their dog there. So anyway, that just kind of let them know we're gonna have to go outside of the fence, and that, they were thinking maybe 10 yards outside of the fence, just to survey that with the ground penetrating radar.
I think it'd be a good idea to see what's It's not just Bubba out there, maybe Grandma and Grandpa.
Now,
The only thing that's left out there is a brush pile to burn. If we could catch a day that the wind blowing and the grass is green, then we can burn it.
And we,
And all the metal and the material's gone,
All that's
it's not there anymore.
We might get the fire department to come out there and, I mean, they've been doing a lot of burning anyways.
And we need to take a piece of equipment out there anyway, back home, once we do it, then keep it pushed up.
yeah.
Then we can take that dirt that's there and just kind of scatter that over top of it.
Well, it's soon to be bringing up where there won't anything really burn. But
It won't take long to burn it.
should have mentioned that in the public announcements, whatnot, there has been hay donated from Young County by several
To the
different
panhandle folks.
folks going to the panhandle. And I think our Farm Bureau has been involved in that some.
Farm Bureau's been donating fuel, the two shepherds that donated the truckload,
Mark said so. Who's doing the trucking? Somebody doing the trucking?
Van Molly
Yeah.
doing the trucking, Snowballs sent some, and, Brad sent some.
Eric Rouse, I think he don't, I think they donated 4 loads. I don't know how many acquisitions, but they did some, and, I had Richard Ligon, he asked about that yesterday, I saw him lunch. Yeah. So I referred him to, Mark Bureau down here, and see about that. I ate breakfast at, Carter's over in Newcastle Saturday morning, there was 2 big, long flatbed trucks that I didn't see as who was in them or what the name was, but that's what they were doing. They were headed to agriculture to load, get a couple of loads of hay.
It may be Van Molly, because Van Molly's who's hauling Pratt's and both shepherds, so.
Did CRP have much to do with that fire? To provide fuel? Of course, CRP wouldn't have any cattle on it, would it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could have as far as having the fuel there, but they, you know, they've got ocean of rain and they got a lot of fuel and then they have, I don't know, 50, 60 mile an hour winds. You know, it's unfortunate.
Life is quite convenient there too.
I don't know, I think they had, evacuation order for Higgins, Texas, which is right up there on the line. It's not county. It's with county.
Good fire. Windy. It's too windy today.
Okay, we'll look into the sign issue and all of us could do that. But I can't look into that. I think that's a good idea.
And they got supports already fixed. On the
Yes.
residents.
Yeah.
Satisfied?
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay, well, Cheryl, what did our insurance say about the
Bathroom.
bathroom? Did we find out anything about
No,
that?
I have not, I sure haven't. It's all water damage, is that,
Yeah,
let me see what I find out.
water damage that would not be flood damage.
Now that, we're gonna talk to them about the porch also. I know, but
They,
I don't think they're, well, I don't know.
That's
You
just
can ask them,
deterioration.
I don't know if they'll cover any of that, this kind of normal wear and tear things.
and you said they're almost through with that except for.
Bathroom should be accidental discharge of water.
the railing, they didn't do, they just stick those.
Okay, anything further that we need to discuss?
Burn ban.
Discuss burn ban, Jim? You need to do anything there?
I think everybody's ready to go.
Everybody's making fun of us. Throwing cows home, what in burn ban?
Well, you know, but I think that we're probably doing the right thing, because there's really not a lot we can stop that we could stop with a burn ban.
Yeah.
It's starting to green up pretty well.
They've been doing a lot of controlled burns, which that helps too.
I understand.
Is it blacking things
Of
up?
course, that fire in the panhandle's got the public's attention on burns, and wonder why we don't put a burn ban on, but there's really nothing we can.
That's what I told them, I said,
You know,
we can't help
That
that.
cigarette out the window didn't.
Control burns, especially control burns by that are prescribed by the burn manager or the NRCS, or whatnot, they're exempt anyway.
Yep.
You know, I know that the Forestry Service, 2 years ago, talked about us getting to different counties and doing prescribed burns where there's a lot of fuel at.
Yeah, reduce that fuel, it sure slows the
I
fire.
think that'd be a good idea, but it hadn't, we'd never had anything to come of it.
People have been pretty prudent, though. I'm getting phone calls asking if there's a burn ban on. I caution them to go ahead and call the dispatch office and let them know that you're going to burn it.
I get a good inquiry for that.
That's why.
Need to see if he's gonna put that lawnmower with the gas.
I
you going? Are you gonna go get it?
I'm trying.
You ready to start mowing?
Yes, he's ready.
We're gonna insure that lawnmower?
Probably should
For a while, it'd be a good idea to put that on the insurance. That's
It's worth more than some of our vehicles.
yeah.
Remember one vehicle?
Less
than that.
Entertain a motion?
So moved.
You didn't say?
Second. Second.
That was Stacy. I didn't do it.
Declare the motion dead, all right?
Second, right?
I got a second.
Motion by Commissioner Wiley and a second by Commissioner Rogers to adjourn. All in favor? Aye. Carried 5-0.